writers on Jaded Pictures, a new short film that is causing so much buzz out there. Y'all need to know about it. And we got Ariane Andrew on the other side of the couch. And Dash Kennedy Williams. What is poppin', brother?
What is poppin'?
What is pussy poppin'?
We needed to get it
There
in.
it is. One time at least.
Now we feel whole.
Yes.
And we've got cardboard cut out Miss Ariane Andrew serving looks.
Serving Henny looks.
Serving 2D all day.
So I want to take it right in to the kind of start, the concept, the idea behind Jaded Pictures. Who wants to take this? I want to talk about why you took this route.
Yeah, well, we were talking of topics because we've been wanting to work together for a while, and we got on the subject of social media, and we talked about how, you know, we're living for the camera and dying behind the scenes most often, you know, and we're comparing our lives to other people. Get the shivers. We're living for, you know, we're living for that, and we're comparing our lives to other people's best
Some
moments.
bullshit.
And it's some bullshit. Exactly. So that was the inception of the idea for Jaded Pictures, and following a couple that was dealing with the real stuff that you don't see.
Bringing the layers down, opening the curtains. Is it kind of biographical? Is there pieces of you in there, in these characters? I've seen it, and it's fabulous. So I'm like, wait, you know, I know that they're working on some screenings, but I want to know, is there snippets of y'all in there?
I would definitely say yes, because I feel like it's an over-exaggerated version of myself. You know, fitness is something I love doing, and, you know, Jada, she has a fitness line. She's, you know, a huge influencer, which, you know, has a big fan base, and I would say the same with Dallas Casey. You know, this one over here is a recording artist, and so he had to, you know, put his music, and I don't want to say I think, it's very exaggerated versions of ourselves.
So you guys kind of piled in attributes of yourself, your careers, your personalities. Was that deliberate in terms of using this as the vehicle to be like, well, hey, I'm a singer, yo, what's poppin', and I'm doing a fitness line. Like, is this, where do you want this film to go?
Well, I'll say,
I don't want to go nowhere.
yeah, okay.
Well, you know, I was going to give you the platform. You know, I figure you can start this one off, and I'll add on to it.
No, I mean, I think, you know, as Ariane likes to say all the time, if they're not letting you in the door, build your own door, and then break that mother down, you know. But I think that we took what we are good at, right?
Okay.
And we, like she said, we heightened it a little bit, but we didn't want it to take away from the story, because the story is relatable to everyone, right? Like, we're all doing that. We're all comparing our lives, whether we're singers, fitness, wrestlers, human beings are all comparing their lives to other human beings.
Yeah.
So we took just a heightened version of ourselves to showcase also our talents and what we're strong at, you know, to show our strengths.
So she pussy popped a lot.
She pussy popped a lot.
Sure.
I wanted to put pussy pop in the script, but we didn't do it.
We took it out. I actually said it in one of the scenes, and we were like, we can't use that.
Yeah.
That's
We
Ariane.
need to go mainstream.
But just to add on to what he's saying is that, you know, if you don't build your own door, you'll spend the rest of your life building someone else's. And for me, just the auditioning process, it's so grueling. And I felt like, you know what? Anyone can be pretty. Anyone can have talent, but what else are you bringing to the table?
Correct.
So for us, it was like, we're gonna bring the whole platter. You're gonna get the appetizer, the first meal, the second meal,
First course, second course, and dessert. What you want?
and with a little bit of cherry on top. Okay.
I find that interesting, you coming from WWE and Total Divas. There's been a couple of men that have done it wonderfully.
What name?
There's been
John Cena,
and The Rock.
Dwayne.
But there's been a couple of
Batista.
average hoes that have also given it a shot.
Oh.
Wow.
So speak on that. Shots fired, because I'm
Wow.
like, you've gone something completely different. I know that you've been auditioning, I know you've been doing that, but these girls, you know, we don't have to name them, but they can work it out. You know, they've B-grade thrillers, all of this nonsense. You've created something that I think has a lot of meaning, and you've done it in a way that, like, your hand is in every part of this pie. And I think that's kudos to you both for doing that, particularly you, though, being a black woman, coming from, you know, there's not a pathway
take it
done for
there.
you. I really want to know why you went this route personally.
So, you know, when I was in WWE, I didn't have the machine behind me. You know, I wasn't one of the top girls. I was one that always had to kind of like, you know, claw my way to kind of get what I wanted. And I wasn't in developmental for very long, so I already had a disadvantage coming up with only a little bit of training, 3 months of training. So it's like that already put me at the bottom. I am very blessed for what WWE did give me, because I wouldn't have the platform, or I don't think I'd be where I'm at today if I didn't have them. So I'm forever grateful for you, WWE. But on the flip side, you know, being a woman and a black woman, it's difficult, you know? So I felt like I want to be the first woman, not just black woman, the first woman who knocks that barrier down and said, I fucking did it. And I didn't have the machine behind me. I didn't have any special agents. I don't have a crazy manager. I'm doing this all by myself. But I don't want to say it's self-made. I just want to say that it's like, thank you, because they gave me the platform.
100%.
But I do want to show the youth out there, especially young black girls, that it doesn't matter where you come from. When you're focused, resilient, and driven, the sky literally has no limits.
Oh, we gotta give you some of that.
You're gonna cheers to that. And I want to add to that, actually, because I think that I want to add to it, because I think that it comes across like I'm thankful for WWE as well, because whatever it did to give her that hunger, like I felt that on the scene, you know, like on the set, it was palpable. Like she just brings a certain energy, like we both do, but like we had to like start this fire ourselves, you know, and get it going. And just having her work ethic on set, it's like she has something to prove. You know, she has to prove that she can do this and make a lane for herself. So.
Oh, girl, this is cute. Come on, get it together. You got nothing to prove, it just to yourself, and you know that.
Ew, not with me getting all emotional. I mean, no, I have nothing to prove. It's definitely the hunger within, but I think I'm also very emotional about this, because it's so difficult, you know, trying to be an actor. He knows, you know, you go to all these auditions, you spend a lot of gas, you get no. You know, you have to have such thick skin, because people are constantly ripping you down, telling you you're not good enough. And for me, even though I'm grateful for WWE, it's starting from, you know, from the beginning. He can say the same thing. Coming from Sony, you would think like, okay, I have this following, I have all these things, but it's like, no, you actually have to start from the bottom, because you have to get rid of that persona. You know, you're just a musician, you're just a wrestler, you're just a reality TV person. So I think about all the nights that we've had, and I think that's why I get emotional, because it's like, people can say, oh, you have it easy, or oh, it was just overnight, but people don't see.
They don't see the work.
Not really. I think the machine builds you up to break you down. And I think the machine, whether it's WWE, whether it's the entertainment business, it builds you up, breaks you down, and only the resilient come through. So the fact that you've kind of opened your own door, and now you have the resume, and now you guys can use that resume for however you want to use it. Build the film further, get noticed, be noticed for your accolades outside of that. And I think that's important. And I think that's why I wanted to touch on, you know, not only the other girls, but that system, because it's like you kind of are doing this by yourself. And I think that in itself is an accolade and something that you should pat yourself on the back for, dry them tears, and let's pussy pop some more, girl. Girl, I did not mean to make her cry. This bitch here, I swear to God,
Stone cold.
She's been giving stone cold face the whole time. Titties.
I'm dead.
So I want to talk about the process, though, how you collaborated, because it does not cometh together easily. And I know you guys had such an amazing team that collaborated to create this short, and people are like, wow, it's like 20, 23 minutes. And I'm like, well, no, that's months and months and months of thought process into laying it down into that. So take us through it, you know, as briefly as possible.
Yeah, I'll take it.
Yeah, because I just chatted for a long time.
No, but it's all good. It's a moment.
She cried.
She cried. She
This
just
is my
went through.
therapy session, because I didn't have my therapy this Tuesday, so this is my session.
Girl, you're
Gotta
a
make it up.
I gotta make
Keep
it
it down, Chad. Ari, tell her to keep it down. Yes, Dad?
Yeah, so I mean, the process of building it was nerve-wracking at first, because literally at first it's your vision, and you don't know if it's a vision worth sharing, because in art I feel like there's a certain level of vulnerability, right? As an artist, you're like, I'm gonna put this out for people. Are they gonna like it? Are they gonna like it at all?
Yeah.
Like, are we gonna be, you know, calling and hearing a dial tone, you know? So when we started asking for people with help, they're like, nah, bitch.
Call us back later.
Yeah.
So you know, at first it was just us, and then you start to like incorporate help, and you know ask, you know, call in the troops, And at first we weren't sure if people were gonna like it, but then they started to read the script. They were like, oh, I love it, I'm on board, you know? And so then you start to build that momentum. So I think the process started off more nerve-wracking, and then it got to be exciting, still very stressful.
Yeah.
You know, many fights.
But
And
mixed in with that collaborative thing of like humans wanting to help
Yes.
humans.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think that's what's amazing. I mean, to think that we were able to pull that off. I mean, all the stuff that we were doing, I would have never imagined I always knew that I wanted to run the show. I always knew I wanted to create opportunity for people. But for people to come on our set and be like, this is one of the most fun sets I've ever been on, and for people to come back, and for people who didn't get paid, which we're grateful for everyone,
Thank
you know, who came on.
You just point at yourself, girl.
Very grateful for you, girl, for coming on board.
coming through.
Coming through with the party planning skills. But everyone that just kind of came on board and then wanted to come back and they weren't even getting paid. So I'm like, wow, we're doing one hell of a job if people are asking to come back and they're doing this because they see, you know, this is going to be a project that's going to take off. So they're there for the long haul.
I like that.
Yeah.
I like that. Now I want to break it down with you, Dash. Was she a bit of a diva on set? Speak truth. Yeah.
I'll say that
sit your ass back.
she's a very strong personality. I mean, I think we all know that.
I would have known. Let me sit my tea. I got nothing
Me,
to
a
say.
strong personality.
She's as strong as this cardboard. Ooh,
Ow.
it broke my nail.
See? But I think that she also showed a certain level of with great power comes great responsibility. So with a great, powerful personality, she also was responsible in how she wielded the sword.
Sucker, you
at
just
certain
360 that real quick.
But you know what I'm saying? No, but I think I was impressed with it because I also have worked with her like during the creation process. So I saw how she really, you know, her first instinct. But then I saw when it came to like a set of 40 people, she wasn't necessarily that person, that diva, because it's not conducive to leading the troops.
Team love. Same question for you about Dash.
Yes, he is a diva. We are
Perfectly matched divas.
We are so different because I'm so type A and he's so type B. But what I will say is it's nice. You get to learn that if everyone does the same thing, it's not going to work. So what I can bring to the table, he can't, and what he can't bring to the table, I can. So I think that's what makes us such a dynamic duo. And even though, I mean, I'm gonna spill some tea right now.
I need to say because I gotta know.
I mean, I won't go that deep, but I will say.
I have not.
No. No one has ever made me see red like he's made me see red, where I had a break.
Winning.
Like, that's some tea for you. That
Not even me. Yeah.
Not even you've seen that side of how mad I've gotten. He pushed me to that level of no return.
I've seen some shit, bitches.
So and I was like, I don't know what that says about our business. Like, do we continue doing business? Because damn,
I think when you bump heads with people, if you move past the bump, and it can be several bumps, more bumps, then it's like a imperfect marriage. It's just meant to be. It's just meant to be. Because life is not like that smooth roller coaster scenario. And like you guys pumped out a great product.
Yeah.
So what are your dreams and hopes for this product? Where would you like to see this kind of ricochet to?
I mean, I initially had thought that we both wanted it to be a feature.
Yeah.
But then, after our first screening, like everyone was like, oh, I want to see a series. And I mean, I'm not going to throw that out.
No, we're going to throw that out there and put that out there into the atmosphere that we are turning this to a series that's going to be on network. I mean, we've gotten some offers for distribution. Since this is our first, baby, it's like, do we do the festivals? We're still trying to get fillers and pick people's brains who have been there, done that, to see what's the best way to go. But a series is, we're going to see y'all on the series on the network.
Ooh, with the network skills.
And what about your personal careers? I mean, this is very encompassing of your life for one big chunk of a moment. Where would y'all like to see each of your own selves in the next 6 months outside of this project?
For me, outside of this project, I, obviously this continue growing, sipping the tea.
What about this?
And Feel Lines, which is going to be launching in August, which is...
What is that?
Feel Lines, guys, is
Come
the
closer to
athleisure
me.
line. that I'm launching with the Sashika twins. So
Oh, we had the Sashika
know the
twins on.
twins.
yeah.
Yeah.
So that, and then continuing to build DNA.
I'm listening. I'm
films.
just like
You
serving looks.
were doing the mostest over
She's
there.
gorgeous, honey.
He's like, girl, bye. And then continue building this because I want to be able to create opportunities, as I'm sure Dash does, for other people, and to start continuing and making more projects and give more opportunities.
It's a good point you brought up because you had mentioned off camera about perhaps screening this film in schools because the subject matter, which we haven't really delved into, I mean,
Yeah.
looking at other people's lives and presenting the best life is one scenario of that, but it's also on the flip side of that, it's the human that's looking at that perfect life feels like I'm shit, I'm worthless,
Yeah.
I'm this.
Yeah.
Tell us a bit about that concept and what your thoughts are, you know, taking it to schools, because I think that's an amazing idea. I think the youth are the most impressionable people.
Yeah. And we also think that they're the most affected by this phenomenon, which is the social media life, because that's all they've ever known, right? So I think that there's a lot of statistics out there, you know, and depression has risen since 2013, which is like around the time when
Ooh, come
everyone
through with
started.
the
Oh,
facts.
come through with the facts.
Come through with
'cause I
the-
saw your CBS interview, honey.
No, but so 33% increase since 2013 in depression across the board, but 67% were young teens from like 12 to 17 who are very active on their phones, and there's no correlation. Correlation isn't causation, but you can
Say that
see
into that camera.
correlation is not
Right
causation,
here.
y'all. You hear me? But it is a very important like phenomenon to be aware of, and that's why we thought maybe kids need to hear this, you know, because they don't have anyone to go to. Their parents don't necessarily even know how these technologies work, you know, and so they need to hear it from someone that is from the generation.
I think that point, and I think that the film being short is easily digested.
Yeah.
So it's for somebody's attention span that's like, I ain't got time for this shit.
Yeah.
Is able to digest that, and I think it connects small. You got to get that up on the iTunes, honey. 99 cents, you'd be making $99 million.
Okay, $1 million.
Well, at least you got how much? Almost 1 million followers? That's at least under $1 million that you make if you do it 99 cents. My idea, ching ching. Good.
He's like, I give him a 20%.
Yeah, 20.
But to tie it, just to which we haven't been able to tie in, is the mental health and
Yeah.
how we were able to. Well, we did,
Yeah.
but how that's just so important because I know I'm even guilty of it now. I recently won't say who, but I was looking at their Instagram. I was just like, damn, they over here.
WWE skank?
Oh.
We're taking a sip. big girl.
No. There's a few people's Instagrams that I'll go look at, and I'm like, wow, they're just living the dream.
Yeah.
Then I had to stop
Or are
myself.
they?
Exactly. So I had to
Exactly.
stop myself because people have even looked at me. I was talking to somebody recently, and they were like, "You're so hard on yourself." They're like, because I look at you and think that you've made it and you're successful, and I'm like, I feel like I haven't even scratched the
You're just a
surface.
dreamer, and you have goals to dream. And I think that across the board, I think that, yeah, you are hard on yourself, but I think everybody is that wants to achieve greatness. Because you can be like middle lane right here. That's all good.
Being
Or you can get a
basic
baby
bitch
daddy.
is boring.
Say what?
Being a basic bitch is boring.
But I have a Zaddy any day of the week. Hey, Zaddy. My Zaddy was on the couch. Anyway.
Oh wait, am I gonna
No, we're
interview
not
you
gonna go
now?
there, no.
Now
Yeah,
sip that.
Keep that zip, but yeah.
That's zipping the tea.
That's zip your mouth, mother.
Oh my gosh.
I think you guys, you donated to NAMI
Yes.
with the film. You made the link to mental health. I think there's definitely something you guys need to really push the schools because
Yeah.
I think you can make greater impact even outside the film world.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that's important to look at, you know, see this through, whether the series, what have you. But I think you guys can use this as a catalyst for just greater discussion, and I think it needs to be talked about.
Absolutely.
I think
Yeah.
it's talked about for like a hot minute, and then it's kind of like, oh, it's gone.
Yeah, and we're doing it in a fun way because the film is you know, once we had the screening, you were there. All the laughs that people had on parts that like I would never initially thought were even that funny.
But that's the amazing thing. You
Yeah.
guys were so encroached in it that you didn't even realize that, like, it's hilarious.
Yeah.
And it's probably parts that you're like, that's not even funny, but it's like, y'all are good at what you do. Keep reaching for them stars.
Thank
And don't you cry, girl. You're taking my airtime, bitch.
Not.
All right, I want to cheers, you guys. Thank you. And can we get a little share with the viewers where they can
Yes.
find you?
So you can follow Jaded Pictures at Jaded Pictures Film across the board. We have Instagram and we have Facebook. And you can follow me across the board at Ariane Andrew. This little nugget at Glitty Glit. Make sure you subscribe to my YouTube.
All the things. All the things. And I'm Dash Does It on Instagram and Dash on Twitter.
I know, she's an inferior copy of you. I get it. Bad bitch.
Bye, Felipe.
You can follow me at Matt Dillon 1983 and follow, hang on a minute. Before we go though, we got something to give you. All right, you want to do the honors?
Yes. So guys, you guys can win this little bad thing here. She's serving looks.
She is serving Hennies.
Autographed by me, and all you have to do is follow Evertalk TV, leave a comment, follow Sippin the Tea, leave a comment, follow at Ariane Andrew, leave a comment, and at Matt Dillon. And leave a comment.
1983, girl.
1983.
We'll put it in the box.
We'll put it in the box, because I'm just figuring it out as I go and as I talk right now. But I do want to give this away to a special fan out there, so make sure you follow at Sippin the Tea.
All righty, I got to steal her back because we got to close this bitch out. Get in there. All right, guys, until next time, keep watching on Evertalk TV. Sippin the Tea. We'll be back next Tuesday.
Yes!